Hello class, my name is Autumn Booker and I am going to be talking about the Aboriginal hunters. Here is a map of Australia. As you can see, there's different landmarks for where they practice religion, hunt, and other cultural beliefs. Hunting is usually done by the men. They use many different techniques to catch and prepare their kill. There are six plant species that serve as a host for several types of edible insects. The most significant of these insects is the witchetty grub, which can be found in large quantities in cool bay trees located near creeks and water holes. The grubs can be easily located by a red spot on the tree's white bark and can be removed by opening the bark with an axe or rock and pulling the grub out using a hooked twig or fingers. They can be eaten raw or roasted quickly on hot coals and collected about 30 to 40 grubs equivalent to 400 grams an hour. Other species of grubs can be collected from the roots of Achea hyliana and many others that I cannot pronounce. It is a significant source for grubs and is commonly found on the interface between rocky ground and sand plains. Grubs from the Achea hyliana are obtained by uprooting small trees and retrieving the grubs from the roots. Although the other plants are restricted in their distribution and found mainly on sand plains, they are also viable sources of edible insects. Another commonly sought after insect food is the wasp parasite, and larvae found in the cockeyed galls on desert bloodwood trees. These trees are only found in certain flanks of sand dunes, and the galls are collected during the cold season while they are still hosting the parasite. Lizards are also another common source of food. For the Aborigines living in the desert, lizards are critical sources of protein and fat, especially during the last few weeks of the hot season. When rains are delayed, lizards become the only available food essential for survival. During these tough times, life becomes difficult and people often face starvation. Men usually leave camp before sunrise to search for food and return after dark. They aim to collect at least 3 iguanas weighing an average of 456 grams each to feed their families. You may know when you think of kangaroos, they are a common animal in Australia. The distribution of large mammals in this area is limited and they could be more abundant. Red kangaroos, for instance, are typically found on the alluvial plains and floodplains. During the wet season, they roam extensively but migrate back to the major water holes as surface water dries up. According to the Aborigines in the area, the kangaroo population is high and there are too many kangaroos. However, this statement is relative as the total population is estimated to be less than 40 individuals. Aboriginals use certain types of wood for hunting and ceremonial beliefs, such as boards and bowls for ritual practices, spears, boomerangs, and shields to protect themselves while they're out hunting. Kinship marriage in the family of the Aboriginal people was based on consummating two families with mutual obligations and responsibilities. The wives were highly valued for their economic contribution and help with childcare. Marriage dissolution was possible through elopement or divorce, bestowing an unsatisfactory wife on another person. Women were not generally oppressed in the Aboriginal societies, and their relationships with men were complementary and separate. Aboriginal people believed that their way of life was predetermined by dreaming beings and the legacy they left behind. They followed the law of the dreaming to ensure physical and social reproduction and believed in non-change. Spirituality was more important than worldly knowledge, and everyone was under the authority of the law. Although men had superior rights, personal autonomy was valuable. They were connected to nature and the spiritual beings through totemic beliefs, representing a moral of social order that linked humanity and nature. Mythic beings were reversed and connected to individual identity through a conception of totemism, with totems symbolizing the ties that bound people together in their spiritual powers. Sacred rituals were highly expressive, including stylized posturing and complicated dance movements. Non-sacred ceremonies known as korobias were less intense but elaborate and involved dance, mime, and singing for entertainment and relaxation. Aboriginal hunters are important examples of how subsistence is closely linked to groups' cultural beliefs and practices. Their traditional practices and beliefs are integral to their identity and way of life, and they continue to face challenges in maintaining them to the face of globalization. Thank you.